Hello, this is Keith Spence of Earth Mother Network. I'm here with Gail Thomas of Guided Ritual Transformation. She's here to talk about trees. Gail, what you got going on over there, hon?
Hi, Keith. I'm so happy to be here and to be part of this kickoff for Union of Nations. And we are hoping that the bears won't show up because if they do, we'll be running away. So we're out here with the trees and we're talking about the trees so that Shonda can play this before we dance on Friday. We're going to dance with the trees in the guided ritual transformation dance. And so I like to just call in my ancestors on the sacred mountain here and say my name. Galigia Koeskwe, dancing heron, dances with death. Call me Gale. I am in the river basin, Wayumi Ganaita, the long man, whose head is on this sacred mountain and his feet are in the sea. And the mountain is called Attakulla in our sacred ways. It's the highest peak east of the Mississippi River Basin. And it's the oldest mountain on Turtle Island. And Attakulla means helping many people. And we, the Salagi people, are the people who resisted both removal on the Trail of Tears and the reservation the federal government calls Cherokee. We resisted by hiding in these mountains, and they protected us and fed us and continue to. So obviously, there's a lot of trees that bring us food. And I'm sitting with my one of my favorites. I do have favorites, the black birch. The black birch is our clearing tree. We use it like sage. It gives us some wonderful sap in the spring, and it gives us the inner bark that we need. It's good antibacterial, good medicine, wonderful stuff. I'll go back a little bit deeper with the way we're talking about trees. We reach back to our ancestors who were the first people in this wave of humans that we're all now in. And we reach back there because we all have ancestors and we can all connect. Obviously, if we're in this wave of humans, we have ancestors that reach all the way back there, one way or another. So we like to include them. And when we mention them and we honor them, and the trees are our ancestors as well, the stones, the water, all the elements, the air, the ether, the fire. They're all here with us today on this sacred mountain. And we love to feel their presence. Now, trees are connecting in so many ways. They connect so many peoples, they go off in so many directions with cultural myths and archetypal energies. They have been here a very long time. And they have the mycelium. They are all connected with the roots that reach under the ground and they protect each other in those connections. And we are so grateful that we are also part of those connections. And we go back to the world tree, the axis mundi, and this reconciles the opposites of above and below. Okay, we are in the middle realm. Our ancestors came in with the original teachings of the middle realm to help us all survive and to learn how to be the best humans we can be and be at our highest and best as often as we can. That's one of our goals, to stay at our highest and best. And to do that, we connect with the lower realms. Our power animals sit in the lower realms, and our teachers sit in the higher realms. And the way that we connect with them when we journey in the original medicine ways is to go either to the lower worlds with the roots of the tree, to go into the trees, go into those spaces we see around us here, where the roots leave us an opening to journey to the lower world. And we gather our power animals there, and we ask them to come with us when we journey to the higher realms, to, to be with our teachers and honor them in the higher realms. And the way that happens is we climb up the trees and we honor our power animals. Generally, I have some golden eagles in the real world. The golden eagles will come visit often from the cliffs behind me on the north side of this mountain. And they will meet me in journey and they will take me wherever the teachers in the higher realms tell me that I need to go. And I have to listen to the dog for a moment because this is how he tells me if the bears are sneaking up on us. So we want to be really aware of that to keep him safe. And when we journey, it's an intervisionary experience. It connects the seen and the unseen. And the axis mundi is that connection between the different planes and the different worlds. Okay, it's the reconciliation of opposites that creates energy and magic and help for us here on the middle realm. And we go there to seek guidance and help. And we never know how magically that help might appear for us. As Salagi people, we don't listen with words, we listen with actions. We are verb-based people. And being verb-based people, we look at actions and we focus on our actions. You know, what do we actually do? Do we take the time to journey and to ask our teachers and the trees and all life around us? Do we connect spirit to spirit with all life around us? I just heard the birds answer. Can you hear the birds? I don't know if they're close enough, but it's a beautiful little bird song that they're sharing with us today. And I encourage everyone to connect with all life around them, spirit to spirit. It honors our own spirit, and our spirit is continuous. It goes on. It's not limited to this body or this ego mind that we are here in on this middle realm. It's connected to our soul, which is also both eternal and present in each moment, and connected to the collective world soul. And this is how we become one world, the Unus Mundus. When we think about that axis and we look up at the tall trees all around us, we eventually get to the sky, and that's where we see the Milky Way, which is the axis mundi in the sky world, connecting with the trees here on the middle realm and the lower realm, so that we are all one and we are all connected in these magical, wonderful ways. I want to say just a little bit more about the symbolism that the trees show us as they reach down into the unseen with their roots and up into the sky with their tops and their leaves. They show us that axis. And Selagi people, my people are verb-based, very ancient language that's verb-based. So it's in the reaching and the actions that we take in order to share this energy in the quantum physics way and to learn to listen listen to the voices of our ancestors so they can bring back these old ways, also called these original instructions. So I'm going to honor our medicine with one of our songs. It's a protection song. Woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe. Time to love. Say, ayo, to say, time to love. Say, ayo. Woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe. Time to love. Say, ayo. To say, time to love. Say, ayo. Woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe. Time to love. Say, ayo. To say, time to love. Say, ayo. Woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe. Time to love. Say, ayo. To say, time to love. Say, ayo. Woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe, woike, woe. Time to love. Say, ayo. To say, don't love. Say, ayo. There's some birds joining me, and the squirrels are fussing. And I want to show you my drum because it came from a tree on this mountain. It came from the tupelo tree. That's the tree that the bears use to look for honey because the bees use the tupelo tree to store their honey. When it empties its core, it actually breaks down from the center to the outer rings. And it's a very strong tree in the outer rings. And this one I just happened to find when I was walking up the mountain with a friend who happened to have the tool that was needed to take a ring from a tupelo tree that was down on this mountain for a long time. There's some very old trees here. And you'll see two of those very old trees in my video that we're going to start the dance with. It's a drumming music composition with no proudfoot that is actually going to show you. The video shows you the lightning tree, which is our strongest medicine, and also a wedding knot, a marriage knot that young people would tie in a limb of the tree up on the mountain, on the sacred mountain like this, especially. They make that journey when they were young, and they'd tie a knot in the limb, and they'd come back when they were ready to think about being married. And if the knot was still there, then they would tie their knot, that's where the saying comes from, in their marriage. And if the knot was not there, they would move on. So they really trusted the guidance from the trees. Another sweet thing about the trees that I want to share with you is the sycamore tree actually brought fire to the Salagi people. The lightning struck the sycamore tree, and lots of the people, the snake, the crow was white at that time. He offered to go bring the fire, and that's how he ended up turning black. And the same with the black snake. And the only member of our people that were able to go get the fire and bring it back to the humans was the little water spider. She made a basket and she put it on her back and she put the coal in the basket and came across the water to bring it to the people. So, another tree that has really given us an important blessing in the Salagi way. And we make the talking stick traditionally from the sycamore limbs. And everywhere I go, I hear the call of the mama tree. There's one big tree, not always big, but one that really stands out as the mama tree. And we don't listen for words. You know, our ways are not based on words because anytime we're using words from the limited ego mind, we're very limited. We reach to the higher consciousness and we listen with our spirit, with our heart. And we don't get answers with words necessarily either. Mostly actions. We just watch for the magic and we watch our dreams because the soul speaks to us in symbols and images. And that's the axis mundi that we're speaking of. That's the way the soul speaks through the archetypal human patterns and the symbols and images that we recognize as holding that energy that helps us be our most human. There's a lot of room for us to be more human. I guess I don't have to tell you that. But also, when the lightning strikes the tree, that's our biggest medicine because lightning comes from the thunders in the sky, our teachers in the higher realms, and the tree that survives the lightning strike is our medicine tree. We go stand with that tree. We see the scar after it heals and that it lives and it survives the strike of the lightning. And sometimes that's the way life teaches us the best lessons with the lightning and the hard ways. And we stand with that tree. We put our spine up against that tree, or we sit at the base of that tree on the ground. And we just we feel the connection. We feel the energy in the quantum physics way. There's a really good physicist who says anytime a native person is speaking of the spirits, the word is interchangeable with quantum physics. So that is our medicine, and these are our ways. And we journey to deepen our understanding and to ask for help and to honor the lower world, the higher world, and the middle world, which holds the elements and holds us humans here. We use a lot of discernment in our journey with the trees. We only work with the spirits who've done their work. And if we perceive that there's a spirit who has not completed its work, we will ask those spirits who've done their work to help the spirits who are still working, and that includes us. We're all still working as long as we're here to reconcile these opposites, the opposites of the planes. You know, I kept seeing the crows flying in a circle. They would fly in a circle this way, and then they'd hop down on the ground, and they'd hop around in a circle on the ground. And I realized they're representing two planes, the plane that goes this way and the plane that goes this way. And anytime we're able to reconcile that level of energies, then that creates energy, creates the magic, you know, and deepens our understanding and our discernment and our grounding. So this takes us back to the axis mundi, the hub of the world. Our language being verb based is coming from the hub. It's coming from being centered. Nouns are on the outside of the circle, circumambulating, you know, spiraling around. We're all spiraling energy, but the nouns are out there on the outside, and you can't be sure about them as you can with the centered actions, the verbs. So I keep wanting to emphasize that and some of the other symbols that are in our native traditions. The longhouse had a pole in the center, a tree in the center. That was the support, and that was where we all gathered around. And that's a symbol that shows up very often in my dreams. I would encourage you to look for that longhouse in your dreams, connecting with ancestors. Also, the tobacco, the column of smoke, the sage that I was burning, shows us the axis mundi as it connects from the lower to the higher and goes off into the unseen. Okay? The mountain is axis mundi and archetypal, especially this highest mountain that I'm living on east of the Mississippi. And when we come to the mountain, we dedicate our lives to the spiritual ways. And I've been here, I've owned this land 30 years and I've lived here 20 years, 24 years coming up. And I didn't realize I was dedicating my life to the spiritual ways. I came here not knowing, but I'm very grateful for the opportunities that have come to me through living on this mountain and through connecting to all life and this little puppy and all the boops. A little boop. There's a boop for everybody. Little nose to nose wolfies greet with face rubs and boops. And he's a little red wolf coyote, Shiba Inu. And he just wanted to make sure you got your boop before we wrapped it up today. So I think we've covered most of what I can share with you and invite you to come join us or come to our YouTube that holds the original music that begins with the journey. Like I've just described to you, I begin each dance with the journey. And I'm guided throughout the dance. And then I drum for the entrainment, and I send that drumming to Gabri Toasty in the UK and his wife Molly, and they help me bring in more sounds and more music and more beauty. And I add the words, he adds the words to the drumming and the music, and we all gather in community to dance. And that's the most important part, that we come together in community, as community, and we do something verb based. We act, and then we share our words, we share our experience. And when we share our experience and we keep coming back in community, That's how we integrate the transformation that comes to us in these ways. That's also how we become a community that is respectful of native ways. That's how we avoid appropriation, by deepening into our experience of our action in these ways again and again. Not just once, not just listening to this video and thinking that we've learned something, or not just teaching with words, but also teaching with actions. And a good example of that is Chief Phil Lane's Talking Circle teachings that we hope to be offering soon. A lot of people think if you talk in a circle and one person speaks at a time, that's all there is to it. But that experience of learning the true talking circle ways, the way Chief Phil Lane teaches them through Four Worlds Indigenous University, is a magical experience that I want to invite all of you to come and experience. Even if you just come to a talking circle, come again and again, so that you really have a deep understanding and don't need to appropriate with just our words, or a few actions, or a few images, or, you know, what you get is good, and we're happy to share. Grandmother Raven said it's time to share the teachings in the 80s when she became a wisdom teacher, when we were allowed to do the ghost dance again after the Religious Freedoms Act. She was a wisdom keeper, and she held me very close in her heart. And though she's on the other side, she is definitely teaching from the higher realms, and I'm so grateful to her and to Chief Elaine and to all the Native people who are sharing in these ways. And I encourage you also to come in to Union of Nations and make these videos and share your ways, so that we all have the choices available to us. We have those original instructions that our ancestors brought in this wave of humans, and we can return to them. Or we at least have choices in the ways that we understand deeply and work respectfully with the original teachings and the Native people. And so I'm going to sing us out with a gratitude song that says, Ludohi, Nunata Ludohi, with peaceful serenity in this life, Gale Iliga, we are grateful as it is, Osada. Ludohi, Nunata, Ludohi, Nunata. Kalilika Osada Osada Ludohi Nunata Ludohi Nunata Kalilika Osada And I encourage you to be with the trees while they're really showing their beauty and glory and transformation of dropping their leaves, showing their full glory in all the colors. Colors are archetypal energies too. and then sleeping through the winter, but still connected with their roots, and transforming into the beautiful blossoms that we see in the spring, and the sap that we love the sweetness of, and the oxygen that the trees give us. We are so dependent on the trees for our breath, and we exchange breath with them, and we participate in transformations with the trees. So please honor them by just being with them and developing your relationship with them. This tree behind me is the black birch. We've used its limbs in Anipikaga ceremonies here before, and they were extremely magical. And I love the taste. You can identify the black birch by chewing on a twig, and the taste is amazing. And scientists have taken it, called it xylitol, and you can see it in a lot of things, but it's not good for dogs. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye for now. And thank you all for joining us. And thank you, Keith, for
Yes,
helping
thank
me
you, Gail. Thank you,
today.
Grandmother Gail. That was wonderful wisdom, and I appreciate your love for nature and the trees, hon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Keith.
Blessings.
Until again, Dona Doga.
You too.
Yes.